And my mate shouting, "Are you finished yet? Are you done?" Oh, I says, "Well, look," I says, "hold on just a little bit longer, and I'll be finished, alright?" I says, look, just pretend that, you know, we've done the deed, eh? Because I want to see a face, you know what I mean, please. She says, "Alright." So, I went out and I put a smile on my face and he said, "You alright in there? You alright? Yeah, done the biz, mate, done the biz." I says, "Look," I says, I've got to go, I've got to go somewhere." He says, "Where you going?" I says, "Oh, sorry, I'll see you later, alright? I'll see you all later." Tell her. Anyway, this was a week before this event. So let's forward a week. Here's my dad. He's coming in from the pub. He's drunk. Now this girl that I was like refused to have anything to do with. She's at my dad's passing and she's crying. And he says, "What's wrong, sweetheart?" She says, "I've missed the last bus home." Oh, he says, "Are you sure?" Yeah, I've missed the last bus. What am I going to do? He says, "Look," he says, "you can come and stop at our house for the night and then just get the bus in the morning, alright?" Oh, she says, thanks so much. Anyway, I knew nothing about this sweetheart, right? I was in bed and it was after hours. Now I used to go to bed, you know, about 12, just before 12. And here's my dad. He's brought this girl in. Anyway, I know nothing about it. I gets up in the morning because I think I was going to work or something. I had to get up. No, it wasn't. No. It was Sunday. Yes, it was Sunday. Anyway, I got up and I looked and here she is having a breakfast and they're treating her like the fucking queen. I'm thinking, oh no, who's this? Oh no. And my mum says, "Oh, this is so and so. I says, "Oh, is it?" Pretend I didn't know, you know. I says, "Alright," I says, "Look, I just go in the kitchen, Mum." So I went in the kitchen and my mum, she followed us. She says, "What's wrong with you?" I says, "Look," I says, "can you get rid of that girl as soon as possible?" She says, "We can't do that. We can't just throw it out like that. The bus will be due anyway," she says, "but you know, why are you being so rude?" I says, "Oh, it's nothing, Mum." I says, "Look," I says, I just don't want to see any girls today. I says, "I'm going to stop in the kitchen, right?" I says, "And when she's gone, just come and tell us, please, okay?" So, so that was an experience for us. I've had so many funny things happen to me, sweetheart. But my parents, my mother, she was getting back to the song, you know, the song. Second-hand Rose. Well, my mother was called Rose. That was her first name. But people never used to say Rose. They used to say Marie. Even my granddad, he said, "Oh, Marie." And my dad, Marie. Yeah. So, what I'm going to do, sweetheart, is I got your smile of approval, by the way. You know I did. just get myself sorted. I've got a nice cuppa here. Just have to start this. Gorgeous. It's chocolate, sweetheart. Did you hear that? Oh yeah, man. Father's giving us a confirmation that it's time to start. Remember when we started reading the Gospel of Mary Magdalene? We got down to paragraph 11, but there was a lot of pages missing. But what I'm going to do is, you see, you know who was there? James. James remembered everything she said. So what James did was, even although it's missing, what James says is the missing part of pages 11 to 14. James actually doesn't quote it exactly, but the gist of what was said, he recorded. So, in order for us to understand, what we'll do is we'll go to James again, and he'll give us an idea of what the missing pages are of the book or the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. I hope you followed that. Does that make sense? Ah, it does. So, she's had a vision of the Lord, but she's not quite sure what this is all about. So what is about to unfold is something that she records as a witness. A witness to the nations and a witness to the apostles. So she becomes an apostle to the apostles. I said to him, I cannot do it in Mary's voice, but I'll try. She has such a beautiful, tender voice. I said to him, Lord, how does he who sees the vision see it? Through the soul or through the spirit? So she is not too sure of the revelation that is about to come into her mind. There is a battle of understanding between the soul and the spirit. The soul and the spirit go through an enlightening in stages. The soul and the spirit don't know each other until they come to know each other. And when they come to know each other, then full understanding comes into the soul and the spirit, knowing who we are. A revelation within ourselves. So what Mary records is a fight along the way of the life that is meant to be, a refining of the soul and the spirit. So, verse 11, the Saviour answered and said, He does not see through the soul, nor through the spirit. I'll read that again. The Saviour answered and said, He does not see through the soul, nor through the spirit, but the mind that is between the two. That is what sees the vision, and that's where the missing pieces are. So what I'll do is I'll go to the missing pieces. Let me just hold on. I'm still there, sweetheart. So here's the fight between the spirit and the soul. A fight. A witness who was there when Mary Magdalene said this, remembered it, wrote it down, and here we get a glimpse of what was missing. Okay, James. Would you like to fill in the missing gaps, please? Okay. James chapter 1. Verse 13. When tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each one is tempted when by his own evil desires he is lured away and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death. So this is we have to remember that James was there. He remembered. He's putting it in his own words. Nevertheless, this is what's missing. He's revealing it. Verse 16. Do not be deceived, my beloved brothers. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, with whom there is no change or shifting shadow. He chose to give us birth through the word of truth, that we would be a kind of first fruits of his creation.